We're now going to look at the crystal die set from the Fantasy Forest collection. Now what I want to show you is, although this comes as a beautiful frame, and I'll show you the charisma just here. Oops, picked up too much bits there. Just a minute, it's all stuck together. So you've got this gorgeous, gorgeous frame with crystal in the middle. This is really easy to trim out to make up into just separate pieces. So when you get these like the frames, so you've got frame with melody, but you also get it with crystal, don't think you can only use it as a frame. And I'll show you what I mean. So on here, you see, I've put the dies over the charisma. Now, there is crystal, but I'm actually going to use melody. So you see in these two tutorials, I've actually swapped around the fairies. I don't know why, just because I could. So let's just run that through here and I'll show you how this will work. So bring that through. All the way through. So just while that's going through, I can show you again. I've used backing paper from the USB and I've cut the same one twice, and then I've just used one of my fancy edged ovals to cut an aperture so that when that sits on there, it's exactly the same place. I've got a sentiment stamp down in the bottom corner and I've just put a couple of liquid pearls on because I can, and you probably recognise my cards because I tend to put liquid pearls on quite a lot of them. Right, so here we have our frame. Let's just pop this bit out. There we go. I hope you've actually started using this collection because this one came out a little while back, so I hope you've used it. But if you were having a few, oh, I'm not sure how to go, that these will actually help you. But they are beautiful, beautiful sets. So what I've got here, if I can get this off, is I've got this frame. Let's take the tape off because it might come out a bit easier, and then I can poke it out. There we go. So now I've got this frame, but I've got this gorgeous flower arrangement just here. Can you see, all the way around the corner? So all I would do here is I would come in with my scissors and I would trim it just there and trim just here. So this is just trimming out the frame. So it takes a couple of minutes to do, so I don't need this piece. But then, what I need to do is just to trim out the rest of the frame, otherwise it's going to look a little bit strange to have a frame floating in the air. Now the great thing is just a couple of snips and it comes away really easy. So when you are looking at your dies, just look at them and think, what shapes can I get out of these? And if you don't want, like I say, if you don't want to use a frame, don't use a frame, because if I had put a square frame around that oval aperture, it wouldn't have looked very good. So just tidy it up here, take these little bits out. There we go, just, oops, is that not cut out? Where have I missed a little bit? There we go. And then finally, just here. There we go, and a little bit just there. So now look at that gorgeous, gorgeous, just floral arrangement. Now you can use it 1D, or you can go in with your decoupage and put your decoupage on and make it 2D. So, sorry, that one goes just there. Then I've got this one, this beautiful one, which I think goes just there. Now all the numbers are on your dies. You've even got some foliage, and I think I've not popped them all out. No, I've got some more flower heads here, look. And that one is going to go, is that going just there? I think it is. And then finally, I've got one more just to go. Oh, pop it out. There we go. One more. And that one goes, look at the flowers, that one goes just there. So pop those on. You've seen how to do that. And I've got one here that's nice and dry just so that I can manhandle it a little bit better. So let's move that to one side. There we go. And I've got this one where I've created the decoupage. So it just adds extra dimension. So we can pop that onto our card. So the first thing I need to do is I've got this lovely backing paper. So I think we used the same colour on the last one. Really lovely, rich colour. But if you look at, can you see how it just picks up the colours from my backing paper? Oh, I've got more flowers just there. I'm going to do this with wet glue. Do this with wet glue or finger lift tape or any double-sided tape, whichever is your choice. And again, I've used a 10x7 card blank, which I've then just trimmed down. So the great thing is, pop it on like that, and then it just got that wiggle room. Now on this one, I've actually mounted it onto a piece of white card just because it's nice to have that contrast. Otherwise this one could easily blend into there, so it just makes it pop a little bit more. So just think about your mats and layers. Mats and layers are so important, and they really will help you. And if you're a subscriber to the Tattered Lace magazine, the first one, issue 85, Mel's done a whole tutorial or expert column, I think is the correct term, on how to use mats and layers. Now we've got this one on there, and before I put that one on here, I've just got the two little mice from this collection. I think this one it's Dancing in the Moonlight or something like that. I think that's what it is. And I'm just going to pop that underneath that aperture, but I just want to get it just there. So that looks, yep, that's going to be the perfect place. So I want it just there, so I can see just where to put that. So this is going to go on with flat glue, and that went just there. Let's just quickly check it's still in the right place. Oops. Yep, that looks good. Let's make sure it's straight though. Would be good. There we are. And then I can put this frame on. So this one has got my foam tape on the back. Let's see if I can get this foam tape off. There we go. It's coming out. Now you can see I've put foam tape just here so that the aperture doesn't sag, but I'm not actually going to take the backing off there because it'll support it and raise it, but I've got enough foam tape around the outside to keep it in place. So because I need this to be an exact match to fit onto the one below, got so much sticky on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue along my foam tape so that I can give it a little bit of wiggle room, and it will just move while I'm fixing it on, because I do need to make sure I've got it in exactly the right place. So we can pop that on there. And can you see even the bubbles are following in line? Now, can you see I've just missed there? But because I've got the glue, I could move it perfect so I can still see my white frame. That's looking lovely. So then I want to bring in the beautiful fuchsias. They are fuchsias, yes. Mine went blank for a minute then. Fuchsias, and that's going to pop all the way around the edge. So you can just pop it wherever you want, but it just looks nice for not having the frame attached to it. If I wanted to keep the frame, then I could have cut the aperture using the inner frame die from the collection. So there's always a way, but I just thought I'd show you how you can get the most out of these. And that's now going to climb all the way around just there. Oh, got a little bit that's twisted. Put a little blob of glue on there. Now where it's come over the aperture, I'm going to put a little bit more extra glue so that it raises it up, and the same just there. Raise that up. Let's just make sure they're all in the right place. Absolutely perfect. Doesn't that look beautiful? Just framing round that aperture. So I have now got Melody. This is Melody. So I've cut it out twice. Oh, don't need that piece. And we've got her there. So what I can do here is just like I did before, I can then come in and cut her wings off. So I'm just going to cut off this set of wings. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop her on here. So she's going to go just inside. Just pop a bit there. Oh, got a little twizzly bit there. Straighten that out. There we go. And pop her on there. And then we've got this extra set of wings. So I'm going to bend that and shape that. Just a little bit of shape. Bit of glue down there. Pop that on there. And that one can go on there. And like I say, I've got a couple of little liquid pearls, but how about that? Absolutely gorgeous. So we've got Melody, but we've got the crystal frame cut out, and then our little mice, and we've also used the backing paper off the USB.